from the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Midnight in the Marshaverse, starring Marsha Warfield and her two sons, Roberts and Skillz Hudson, as the problem child.
Good evening, good morning, good day, good night. It's midnight, so it's yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and it's now. And this is Midnight in the Marshaverse. I am Marsha, and this is the verse. Anyway, this is when we get together and just hang out and chill, have a little adult refreshments, a little conversation, no pressure, take the edge off the day, you know? And even though we do this at midnight, and you're more than welcome to watch at midnight, you're more than welcome to watch any time of day. Like, comment, subscribe, get involved, get into it like a sex machine. Hey, anyway, tonight we're going to have some cannabis and cognac. Well, it's not really cognac. We're having Applejack, America's brandy, and we're going to have it in little apple juice with. I have a little vanilla bean and a cinnamon stick, and so I've not tasted this. I just concocted it in my mind. So let's try this. I can live with that. Anyway, that's the cognac portion. And look, you don't have to have cognac and cannabis with me. Just have whatever you like. If you want to have a cocktail once a week to have a little relaxation with a cocktail, it's not a bad thing. So if you want to have a cocktail, you want to have a beer, whatever, that's fine. Want to have a little soda, maybe a bowl of soup. I don't care. But I'm also going to have some cannabis because it's legal where I am, and I'm old, and we've been smoking reefer since high school. So this is a Stizzy vape. It has its own proprietary battery, and its little pods look like this, and you put that in there, and that's all you got to do, and you take a hit. Like that. And I'm good for the rest of the show. Tonight, I want to talk about what's been in the news lately, that Black men, not all Black men, because most Black men have said they will vote for Kamala Harris. But there's enough Black men who are saying they can't see their way clear to vote for her for whatever reasons. Their reasons are kind of strange, because I can't imagine any reason that makes her not much more desirable than her opponent. Her opponent is a no-brainer. We cannot elect him. So if she wasn't qualified, she'd be still the choice to make. But for some reason, they're finding ways to say, or reasons to say, that they don't think she will serve their interests, but Trump will. It makes no sense to me. And so I did a TikTok that told them to go to their rooms and stay there till they learn how to vote. Dear Black men who just can't bring yourself to vote for Kamala Harris, go to your room and stay your ass in there till you learn how to vote. Because this don't even make no sense. There's no scenario under the sun where a convicted felon lying senile, stupid man like Donald Trump is a better choice for president, especially when he's pushing things like Project 2025 that wants to take us back. Uh, when he says "Make America Great Again," you know, most Black people are filled with apprehension because we don't understand what time period you're talking about. I saw in Donald Trump in 2015 that he was saying things that I had seen on white nationalist sites. He was saying things that made me think it seemed very clear that he was talking about going back to a white nationalist time when others had no voice, and as close to an all-white nation as America can be or ever was. And people didn't believe me. But Project 2025, if it succeeds in the things that it claims to want to do, will take us back to 1850. It will take us back to a time when white supremacy was not only entrenched, it was acknowledged as such. And that's just the way it was. And everybody knew their place or suffered the consequence. And so when Kamala Harris says, we're not going back, that's what she means. We're not going back to that time. And the way to make sure that we don't is to vote, regardless of what you think of the total package. We ain't never going to get everything we want out of this government. I don't know if you can get everything you want out of a government because there are so many different people with so many different opinions. But we're going to get to live. If you vote for Kamala Harris, and Donald Trump has said he wants to turn the military on people, he wants them to shoot people. He tells people at his rallies, uh, beat him up, uh, get him the hell out of here, kick his ass. I'll pay you your legal fees. This is not a joke. This is not he's not just talking smack. His own people who have worked with him intimately have said that he's too dangerous to let near the White House again. I don't care what color you are, or what your circumstances are, or what you hope to get financially in the future, and all that kind of stuff. Um, I can't imagine that voting for somebody who says uh, he believes he can shoot people with impunity and call out the National Guard and incite riots and get away with it is a prudent choice to run this country. So uh, that being said, down to the nitty gritty. Come on, put your issues, work on the issues once we elect a government that's going to be able to implement the things you want. Work on that then. Right now, vote for the opportunity to make those changes in the future and stop fucking around. We ain't got time for that. I'm too old to the plan for the future in case what? In case World War III? Listen to old people. We're trying to tell you there is no choice. The choice is obvious. So make the choice and let's move on and go further and do better, like we know how to do. Because it's time to stop being confrontational, you know, to stop being everything being a contest. It's time to start thinking in terms of cooperation and collaboration and hanging out and getting along and taking time to think and relax and just enjoy the bounty that not only this country but this world is. There's just so much, and it's so rich, and we take so much for granted. I'm in airports, and people are traveling. We're traveling around the world. And most people to this time couldn't even imagine that, to be able to travel to halfway around the world in a day or less than a day, and you wake up in Los Angeles and go to sleep in Japan. Who would ever have thought that? And we have this internet where we can talk to each other, where we can uh, this amazing technology that could do so much good for so many people is being corrupted. They fishing. I wanted to talk to you. Y'all got to watch these people on the internet talking about, well, as a black man, I want to do this. How come you ain't got no face in your profile? How come you have like a stock photo, if you have any photo? You ain't black. You don't even, you sent out 22 tweets, 22 different people, and a different meme here in the midst. Wasn't life better when all the grandmothers looked alike and had six fingers? No, no, it wasn't. It wasn't better before then. People wasn't just fighting for freedom and political representation because they were stupid. They weren't. It. They're lying to you. Because if you believe things were better before progress, guess what? You'll vote against progress, which is the point. So be smart. Don't let these mind games and disinformation and bullshit confuse you, because to bring it down to street level, it's all game. They can talk about 16th dimensional chess and its strategies and planning. It's all game. And once you break it down to game, it's very clear that sometimes the moves you make ain't the move that you might want to make, but it's the only one you got. And so uh, be smart. Put your street smarts and your book smarts and your just understanding and knowing all together, and make a smart decision, not a revenge, or make a vote for something, not against. Midnight in the Marshaverse is brought to you by Aunt Karen Suburban Seasonings, lima bean casserole in a can. But this week, Aunt Karen introduces a new product, Uncle Buck Chuck Snuff Stuff, because Aunt Karen knows that long before you went to college, fell for a Yankee who moved you to a subdivision, starter home, and became a soccer mom for liberty, you had dreams of becoming Miss Northern Belle of your town's cousin of the Confederacy chapter. Alas, like her, those dreams died when Miss Dixie Peach moved in down the block with her naturally blonde locks, perky tips, and southern drawl. However, the charming stories of Aunt Karen's aristocratic background still inspire fond memories for her, even though it turns out that General Buckingham Charles Buckford never once owned even one of the slaves he oversaw, or owned 1 acre of anybody's tobacco farm, but instead just enjoyed a dip as he ran his moonshine through the backwoods. That's why Aunt Karen Cole is proudly introducing Uncle Buck Chuck Snuff Stuff in a can. Because Aunt Karen knows that everything you chew ain't food. And even though the pansy liberals decided nobody can smoke since they're too wimpy to handle a little cancer, nobody said you couldn't sniff a pinch or stick it between your teeth and gums and hop two of that shit. So on those lazy evenings when Uncle Buck Chuck stops by and drops a pig on the grill while drinking shine and soaking his feet in the kids' wading pool, the menfolk of the whole family can enjoy an Aunt Karen approved sniff and spit. like a grasshopper. Anyway, that's Aunt Karen. Thank you so much for that slice of history and American capitalism. So, we don't have a celebrity guest this week, which I think sometimes is kind of nice. It's nice to have, people come by and hang out and talk smack and drink cognac and all that kind of stuff. But it's also nice to have family time with my two sons. And so now I want to introduce them, but this week we'll introduce them one at a time. And so first, I introduce my oldest son, my spitting image, the one who looks just like me, the responsible child, the older child. Please welcome my son, Stephen Roberts. Yay! Yay! Who are you voting for?
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
What are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking Canada Dry ginger ale, and I'm having some peanut butter stuffed pretzels.
Ooh, those go good with marijuana.
I bet they do.
Yeah. You need to pass me some of those. Before we
got it.
Bring out your brother, we've talked about where we met and all that kind of stuff, and a little bit about how you got started. But I wanted to ask you, just out of the nowhere, when did you know that you were gay?
That's an easy question. I can tell you exactly when I knew that I was gay.
Okay, then do it. But what the hell?
I was 7 years old in first grade. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning. I was on the playground getting ready to go into first grade, Mrs. Canada's class, and I had just slid down the boys' slide. There was a boys' slide and a girls' slide, and I slid down the slide and was looking and had run around to the side of the slide, and this other boy, don't even remember his name, had slid down the slide, and then we were talking, and then I don't remember, there was a few feet between us, and the sun from the east hit his face in such a way that you could just see the light off his eyes, and he, in that moment, wiped the snot from his nose with his fleecy jacket, and I looked at him the way the light was hitting him and went, oh my God, he's so beautiful.
No.
And that was the moment. And I knew in that moment that I couldn't tell anybody that.
Really?
And I knew in that moment that I had to keep that to myself. And I couldn't have told you gay. I couldn't have told you homosexual, but I could tell you boys aren't supposed to like boys. And I knew that it was different. That's when I first realized.
Wow. I don't know that I could have put a word to those kinds of feelings at that age, being the way things were at that time. I don't know that I could have articulated any of those things growing up in the 50s and 60s. They just weren't discussed. They just weren't acknowledged. It wasn't a thing. Gay was such an aberration that it was just not ever given any legitimacy. And so, and it was even more rarely discussed. So I had no concept of what gay was. And like I said, I couldn't have attached a name to any feelings I might have had in that regard, which I did, but I didn't realize till much later that they had a name. I want to bring out my baby boy, my very special, talented youngest son, calls everybody Famo, and takes the best selfies except the ones in the bathroom on the toilet. A mother's work. Anyway, but he's my problem child, and I adore him very much. Would you please welcome Skillz Hudson? Hi,
Hey,
Boo.
man.
How you doing?
Hey, I turned my hat around so yeah, everybody can
Oh,
see my smile.
all right. You know what they used to do back in the 40s when they didn't know how to light black people and know how to light black people against white people. So the white people would get the proper lighting and the black people would get washed out. And so
Wow.
they opened their eyes and they showed their hands so that they could be seen.
Uh,
Anyway, so hey, anyway,
I like
that
how
wasn't the only reason, but that was just one. Anyway, so you
Hey,
heard me, huh?
yeah, I heard you, and I heard when you asked the question, and he explained, and then right after he explained, he was like, "You kidding me?" And then froze.
Okay. Well, you could uh, you could attach some value to that if you chose, but maybe he was spared talking too much. Anyway, I asked him when he knew he was gay, right?
Yes,
When did you realize you were black?
and I realized I was black. I believe just, young, 12, 13, because just the full black experience. Like I grew up black. Like my family, like everything we did. And then I always had women, a lot of women in my family that spoke to us young boys like anytime we was leaving out or going in, make sure, you know what I'm saying, you speak to people, especially for white person or a cop, and you young, you thinking that you invincible. You can, man, I can speak to anybody, any kind. No, you can't, little black boy. No, you can't. You know what I'm saying? You look, and my mom, aunties would explain this to me, and then, just from the movies to, I, uh, I had other friends of different races, but then when I was always super friendly. So people would allow me to, I would spend a night over people's houses, and I was seeing different experiences, different smells, foods. Sometimes I get back to my house, I'm like, man, we got a lot of roaches here. You know what I'm saying? Compared to over there, they have not a one. You know what I'm saying? So all those things was like made me know from a young age that I was black, and not in a like shameful way or nothing like that. It's just, especially growing up there in Chicago, you would see so many things especially as a young black boy growing up. I remember being on like in the, over there by 47, and my uncle showing us how to hit the tracks. Where remember that? You know what that is, Ma? Well, I mean, I know
No,
you know what that is. Oh, you don't know
hit
what
the
that is,
track.
Ma?
Well, they
Okay,
can mean a lot of things from what I know of, but you tell me.
okay, hit the tracks is when you go and when on the train tracks they carrying merchandise, and
Hmm.
you go and somebody opens up one of the things, and there's a free fall. You
Uh-uh.
go in there and you get stuff off of it, and a lot of times it could be shoes, it could be clothing. It was
No,
always shoes. But I was 13, 14. Bruh.
no, we didn't pull that one. Uh, the fellas might have, but I never played them kind of reindeer games. Uh, but did
Is it
you think?
statute? Is the statute of limitations? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, did
I
you
did.
think you were poor growing up?
I did, but I wasn't one of those ones that thought and was like shameful or upset at my parents or my situation, because I knew that we were though, and but I didn't feel like shameful or upset or anything. And I was in between. I was more scared of my mom, God rest her. So I was more scared for her than to really get deep into. I sold a little weed a little bit, but the other stuff, I would, I had people all around. Like, man, you could help out. I'm like, man, no, I can't.
Okay, well, I uh, I had saved for myself the question of when did I know I was a girl? Because as a little girl, I knew I was a girl, but I thought all kids were just people, little people, and girls and boys were the same. I didn't see any difference between girls and boys really until I was about 5, and they made me put on a shirt to go outside. And all of before that, we all just in the summertime is hot, and so you send the baby out in diapers and pair of shorts, or once you get older, you just, a pair of shorts and you go outside and play. And I got to be about 5, and they pulled me in the house and said, "You got to put on a shirt." I was so outdone. I just, my little 5-year-old outrage was in full bloom. How dare you? Why must I put, if he doesn't have to put on a shirt? And they were adamant that because I was a girl, and that got to be a familiar refrain as I was growing up. But you're a girl because you're a girl. And there were things I wasn't supposed to do because I was a girl, and things I was supposed to do because I was a girl. And so they had me learning how to embroider and iron a perfect work shirt, and uh, all kinds of things that a woman was supposed to know how to do. And they gave me the little pink dolls, and that's your baby. And no, that's not my baby. That's a little pink, dead little baby doll. I don't want that. And they smell funny. And I just didn't want to play with those things. Um, so I remember that being a girl was constantly to me in reinforcing lesser than, not equal, and servant. You have to take care of him. And not only take care, you have to make him think everything is his uh, idea. Let him win. That was the generation I came up in. So yes, I resented that people made a difference between people because those boys didn't get suddenly smart when they wasn't smart before, and the ones who were smart didn't become somebody you just want to take orders from. That's Bobby, the hell. And I just couldn't accept that being a girl meant I wasn't as good as any of the people I grew up with. And I think that has a big thing to do with what we're looking at in this election. The constantly being told, but you're a girl, and the constantly hearing that, understanding that that means you don't ever want to be a girl if you're a boy, and you don't ever want to uh, be on that level because it's weak, it's lesser than, it's not as good, it's somebody who is supposed to serve and not lead. And I think that's unfair. And in the Marshaverse, we don't play that. In the real world, people are not aware or aren't conscious of it. They're aware, they're just not conscious of it to factor it into their decisions and stuff. So we end up with this black men don't want to vote for Kamala. Well, they've been told all their life that you don't serve no woman, she don't do that. And the Republicans with their bully macho He-Man party becomes attractive on that level, the level you can't admit. So we'll give you something you can admit. Oh, her policies. You don't even know what the fuck her policies are. But you can hang on your head on that and say that when it's really that, but she's a girl.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It,
anyway,
it
I
has
have,
to be.
huh?
And I was just agreeing with you, Mark, because I was like, just for my debates with black men that are going tough for Trump and against and I sit and laugh and like really sad, like man, they like coming from the heart, they really believe in that, and like you were just saying, it boils down to that because Trump, everything he says is what he's doing. like recently, the last couple of weeks, he's really been like calling her dumb, and she can't say a sentence. She like, dude, that's you. That's not her.
But you're right. He does project his own things onto other people so that they get accused of shit he's doing.
No,
But his stuff is so blatant and so obvious that if you just, like take a cold shower and think about it, it's just not even. It ain't hit. They're not. He's not hiding anything. So anyway, is Stephen back? Hi, Stephen.
Hello.
Our cable company does this to us sometimes because mine went out earlier, and that's just this cable situation when you're on the Chitlin circuit online side of the internet.
Yep.
man, you making your people look real bad right now.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Oh yeah, it's
I
all
like
your
your glasses, by the way, little brother.
You the one that put me up on to get the colors.
I do.
So
I
guess
like the
what's
color a lot.
back this week? Ta-da! It's the 2-minute rant.
Do 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 do. What the hell?
Oh, okay. Uh,
Woo, I really don't have anything to rant about this week. I'm not really like discuss about anything, but what I will say, is that as y'all could probably see out there in the Marshaverse, is that reason this is it's really dark in the back. It's not that I ain't pay my light bill or anything. Is that I got the light off, and this is a special night because this is be the last time me filming an episode of the Marshaverse here at this location. I will be moving into a different location this weekend. So next episode 18, I will be in another more probably lit environment. So I
no,
want to do this last.
lighting looks good on you.
Oh, it does.
Yes,
I,
but the light
I,
coming from the front and not the back, and lighting up your face. It looks good on you.
I call this 3 a.m. prison light. Hold on,
And
man.
wait,
I'm
no,
about
how
to,
do you know? Wait, no, how do you know what 3 a.m. prison light looks like?
because I got TikTok. They got TikToks, and I'll be seeing.
They call this lighting contra bandwidth. My rant is Cane's change your packaging. Cane's chicken tenders, Cane's Raising Cane's, great chicken, fine chicken for fast food chicken, but that's the only thing that's even half worth it because they put all of their food in styrofoam containers and everything. You get everything to go there, and besides being horrible for the environment and about 20 years behind the times, everybody else is using paper and recyclables. Besides that, they create steam when you put the food, and all your food that you sell is supposed to be crispy, and you put it in a styrofoam container and the steam comes up. By the time you get home, you got wimpy, limp fries. The chicken is half crispy. The toast is like it's fine, but it's not crispy anymore the way they put it on the grill. You got to eat it there if you want the food to be the way they actually cooked it in the first place. And by the way, I think the only reason why they have styrofoam containers for everything at their restaurant when nobody else does is because somebody's brother owns a styrofoam container company who works at Raising Cane's, and they've had that account and they are not about to let it go because that's their brother or their brother-in-law or somebody related to somebody at Raising Cane's owns a
I got the
styrofoam.
hookup. I got the hookup.
You do.
I got you.
Yeah,
I can
exactly.
tell.
Yeah,
So what they've
styrofoam. You'll love it. You'll love
So
it.
what they've done is now, I guess word has been getting around, and now they have holes in the hinge part of the container. They've put holes so the steam will come out a little bit. It doesn't help enough. It doesn't do the job. Go to paper. Go to paper products just like the rest of the world. Let's stop filling the whole world with styrofoam. That's really, really 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
Thank you.
I want to talk about something near and dear to my heart. And I get my hair cut the day of the show because I like to go in when nobody's there, early in the morning, get my hair cut, and I'm cool. And I notice how many women my age cut off all their hair or cut it very short so that the maintenance is none. You wash it and go. And I know for myself, I had a lot of hair trauma growing up. The uh, need to be presentable about the head everywhere you go if you're a little girl made uh, uh, me have to get perms and get my hair pressed with hot combs, and even when it was braided, had it braided real tight, so because it had to straighten out, it couldn't curl like it naturally wanted to. And so I have endured all kind of processes to have appropriate hair. And I know that a lot of women have gone through that. And it's not just the black woman thing, even though black women, the hot combs, but white women use hot combs. And we all have this elaborate hair thing that gets to be traumatic. It adds hours to your day. It adds time to your preparation for life. It's just a psychologically damaging and physically. I've had swords and stuff in my head from burning chemicals, and now they're saying that they're killing you. The chemicals in the perms and stuff and the braids. I see people coming out of having their braids and their hairline is stopped back here, and they just like this because your hair is braided so tight. And it's like once you get to be past the age where you're uncertain about your allure and you think it's tied to artificial things, and you get past that age, you're like, fuck this. And the first thing you do is take off your bra and cut off your hair. So I think it's time we started paying attention to the hair trauma we subject women to, and women subject themselves to, when you can just cut this shit off. And you should, because it makes you look strong. Lionesses don't have manes. Lions do. Peacocks have all this elaborate. The female is built for speed. She's just got these essentials and got them down pat. So it's the male with all of the dressing and stuff. And so a woman with short hair automatically is formidable. I think we should embrace that and enjoy that and not make it a stigma. That's my rant, and that's about 17 minutes. So anyway.
I would go to New Zealand and with my very, 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 very special Christy, I would take her out there to New Zealand, and then I would battle that chick Rachel Gunn and breakdancing.
Think big, my son. Think big. Think big. No, really. Go for the gusto.
That's what I'm saying, man.
That's right. That's right.
I'm going for the gold, baby.
There you go. Steven?
I read the question before we did the podcast and I was in the shower. And honestly, the way you're framing the question, the answer for me is I would feed, clothe, and house everybody in the whole world.
You know?
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Skillz. I'm sorry.
You just gonna make me look like an old girl. Look, I want to go to New Zealand and battle somebody. I want to give people in the arms of an angel.
Yes. Yes, that's what I want to do. I would absolutely want to clothe, feed, and shelter everybody who doesn't have it.
Clothe and feed me now.
No, wait a minute. That was a gimme. You set him up. You put the ball on the tee and gave him the.
That's
the
why
driver.
I said I was thinking about it in the shower, because I really was, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna kill
No, you
me.
said it wouldn't matter what he was thinking about. You said you want to break dance against the hoax chick. Well, I think I want to teach the world to sing. That's what I want to do. I want to give everybody a home.
I'm like, what?
You know, but for me, I've often said that what we do in this business as comedians, as artists, as any kind of artist, is hold up a mirror so that people can see themselves in a way that they wouldn't otherwise. And if I had any power, I would turn the mirror around and let people see how beautiful they are and how powerful they are and how much there is to share and so very little to hoard and try to keep. We have enough, and we can be family and we can get along. And if I could just show people what I see, and especially the othered people who've been taught to see themselves in a way that's not always representative of who they are. Even with you, I see y'all don't always see. Skillz don't always see that smile. He don't always see how cute he is. And Stephen, you don't always see how people respond to you and how you light up a room, and what a good person and good energy you both put out. And so if I could show you that, if I had that power, that's what I'd do. So now let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Now he's mad again.
So y'all both go. Well, can I come back?
Of course.
I know what I really would want to do. I would like to give all the homeless people around the world personal massages. I would massage them myself. Y'all not gonna leave me out there like, you know what I'm saying? Mom gonna say all that, and then she next, and then she was like, what I would do. I'm like, what?
You are my baby boy.
After you was on my side for a second.
Now, in the time we have left, it's time to get down and dirty. Have you ever been to a Diddy-esque party?
Well, this one party I went to years. I think I was doing stand up maybe like 2 years, and I remember being up at the Laugh Factory and Corey Holcomb talking about like, Skillz, you gotta watch out. You get invited to these what do you call it? He called it Winnie the Pooh parties. Winnie the Pooh party. He's like, they don't wear bottoms.
Okay.
So this particular party was at Castle Ivar in the Hollywood Hills. Mm-hmm. So when we get there, boom, I came with another comic. We go up in there, and when we go in, we go down these stairs. And as you're going down the stairs, they're going around in a circle, but it's rooms into the wall, like with curtains over it. And like I was, you know what I'm saying? I was just trying to get down to the party, but I was hearing sexual noises going past but it seemed like, regular sexual noise. I didn't hear it. Well, I don't know what, that, I rephrased that. I sounded naive, my bad. Regular sex noise. I heard sex noises. I heard.
Whips, things of that nature.
Oh, Skillz, you were at a bathhouse and you didn't even know it.
Well,
Skillz was at a gay bathhouse and he wasn't even.
The main floor that I got to, I just was there. We partied and then drank a little bit, and I left. That was it. And you know what I'm saying?
That's what everybody says till the tapes come out.
Oh, I ain't on nobody tapes.
Steven.
Yes.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh, a show business type?
A show business what?
A show business event.
Oh, well, I guess not.
Oh, these were just regular people.
He was at a regular freaky shit.
He was at a regular freaky suburban kind of thing. Just
well, this was kind of show business. It wasn't show business. No, I'm not that cool or in the show business world, but I was at one last week.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute. Oh my God.
It's Pride Month in Las Vegas.
Okay.
They have all kinds of parties.
But I'm saying I thought you still doing you still in these streets?
Let me ask you a question. Was this in your professional capacity or were you a willing participant?
I went to a party with a friend.
And you didn't clutch your pearls and leave?
No.
No, of course not. What the hell?
No,
what?
I don't live in the heteronormative world.
Okay, there you go.
I live in.
Excuse me, Joseph.
Yes,
you just able to be out in the street? Oh my! I'm ashamed of you.
He was there with me.
Okay.
Oh, okay then. Oh, okay.
All right. Now I've been around in this game since the 70s.
Yes.
I have met all kind of people. Ain't nobody ever invited me to do no freaky deaky house party, club party. I was waiting. I was looking for. There ain't no people. Some boring ass people go home at 10 o'clock. People got kids working every day. The mischief I got into was of my own making. It was not, somebody took me somewhere and showed me. I was looking for that, but never got the call.
It was a honey pack.
A honey pack.
Remember Brad? Remember Brad Sanders, who was on the show? Right? He did a kind of PSA that'll let you know what it was. I think we got some tape. We can run a little bit of it.
Things that used to be the way they was ain't like they was no more. You slow down and some of the things go down and stay down. Okay. So I need you to do me a favor. Now, Charles boy goes over there to the gas station and get him these little honey packs.
A honey pack?
Yeah, honey pack. The honey pack, honey pack.
Granddad, I'm not I don't want to think about getting no honey pack for you and Grandma. That's nasty.
Granddad. What you talking about?
I'm just saying, come on.
Listen, it's not for pleasure. It's for necessity. Now, I need some help. I can't keep taking them Viagra's. They messing my eyes up. I got these floaters. I can't half see.
Granddad.
So look. Am I talking?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, I need you to go to the gas station and give me a couple of honey packs. Because your grandmama been getting all snippety lately. Cutting her ass at me, talking back, raising her voice and all that. And I know what's wrong with her.
Okay.
Because, see, you got the throw down for the calm down.
Okay, Granddad, I'm not trying to, I know you talking, man. I can't, that Grandma, I don't want to think about none of that. No honey pack, none of that.
You ain't got to think about nothing because thinking is obviously not your forte.
So, a honey pack.
A honey pack
gas station Viagra. Have you ever used gas station Viagra?
Oh, no, I haven't.
No, I haven't ever used anything that you pick up as a single
Yeah.
at like a 7-Eleven or anything like that. And it's
And
usually
go ahead.
Cialis is what it usually is.
It is. How do
It's
you know?
usually Cialis. I'm just people have told me.
At the parties you get invited to where people are doing things that you don't leave?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yes.
And you don't
No, and see the thing with me, like not saying as I get older, that I won't, but I've always been scared of like it doing like taking too much blood, you know what I'm saying, to sitting there to the member, and I don't need so I go old school and I just drink a lot of water. That's what my uncles used to tell me. Drink water, boy. Drink water before you get over there. Drink water. And so I'll just chug. And,
wait.
and as I
Talk to
get
me after
older,
the show, Skills.
huh?
Talk to me after the show.
No,
But
what water? What is
yeah,
water?
the
What
water because it gets that blood flowing. Gets that
oh,
blood flowing. And you know what I'm
okay.
saying? And it's not pee, it's the PP.
Okay. You people y'all got some
It's a
ideas.
circulation issue. ED
It is.
is a circulation issue. And as you get older, even if you don't have ED, you don't have the 25-year-old dick
And
that you used to have. You're older and things don't circulate the same way. So
it,
Right.
he's basically saying a holistic method is to drink lots of water because it keeps the flow going. And that's partially true. But
At my
again,
age, how
talk to
much
me after the show.
water would a man have to drink
Enough to
make
stay
it
hydrated and keep your
to
dick
make
in
it
the air.
hard, not heavy?
yeah.
Just wondering how much how much water, because people might be in need of this information, and
Yeah.
so we can do a public service and let them know that you need at least maybe a gallon a day if you're in your 70s, and maybe an extra quart before the activity.
Let me tell you something. This is just as bad as talking about sex with my real mom.
It like Dr. Ruth. I used to get that kind of vibe watching her, and she was so easy talking about it. It's like, damn, Dr. Ruth, we don't need to hear that, but we did need to hear that because
Yes.
we do need to hear that it's a normal, healthy part of life, and it's still
Starting to
it
kick in.
still happens to mother-aged people. We just it not as often. You have to make adjustments, but you keep living. And like I said before, old people are sexy as fuck to other old people. So we are fine. I have a thing about Black History museums, and Vegas has a Black History legacy. There was a Black History museum. It was a small museum, but a Black woman whose name escapes me, and that's horrible. I should know it. She decided that we needed a museum, a Black History museum, and so she got a small uh, building and made one. And I think they've since decided to expand and do a real dedicated Black History Museum, which is similar to how the whole Black History Museum thing supposedly started with the DuSable Museum in Chicago, where a woman said, we need a Black History Museum, and took a room in her house and started displaying her collection. And it's now a huge institution in Chicago. So, but Vegas has different Black history sites that are worth looking into, and maybe we can all get together and go and explore them and see what the history is. PBS did do a documentary about Vegas's Black history, and the West Side and the Moulin Rouge, where black entertainers, after their shows on the strip, and they couldn't stay on the strip, they had to stay in the West Side. But there was a club where they would entertain. And so white entertainers, big name stars, Sinatra, Marilyn Monroe, they would go to the Moulin Rouge after their shows. And in so doing, they began to break the color barriers and make demands that there shouldn't be separate accommodations. And there's more to the story than that. And you need to watch these links that we'll provide and look into it. But everywhere in America, there is Black history, and there's somebody keeping that record. And if not, you can be that somebody, and you can. You don't need a whole lot of space or a whole lot of anything, as we've seen from these people who have started museums in one room in their homes. So, everybody, look into it. Let us know. Like, subscribe, you can comment if you know of any resource we should check into, not just in Black history. If it is cannabis, if there's a cognac, you say, have you ever had blah blah wee? And I'm no, I never. But where can I get it? And let's try it.
And Mom,
yeah, baby.
Shout out to one of our viewers, JC Stewart, who met us at the Divas of Disco a couple of weeks back, who said hi to all three of us. I promised her that we would give her a shout out. So shout out to JC. Thanks for introducing yourself to us. If we ever are out in the public and you are a fan of the podcast, please come up to us and say so. We love meeting the fans of the show.
Yes.
Very much for bringing that up. And where will you be this weekend?
I will be at LA Comedy Club, and I think that's it for this week. Let me make sure. Am I anywhere else? Oh, I'll be at Puppetry of the Penis Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Erotic Heritage Museum at 8 o'clock. I'll be hosting. No, you won't see my penis, so you can feel better about that when you come.
You're saving that for the party afterwards.
Thank you.
Anyway, Skillz, where will you be?
This Friday, Show Those Skills Fridays, 11:30 at Jimmy Kimmel's, and Sunday and Monday opening for Lunel at Jimmy Kimmel's, 9:30.
And you just said you added a date with Lunel, right?
Oh yes, November, the first week of November, we're going to be in Cleveland, Ohio. Oh, and can I say this, Mark? And everybody, was showing mad love to you, Mark. And when I was last Thursday, I was at the Ice House and I hosted for Tisha Campbell's birthday, and she was so excited to speak to you. And then I seen and took a picture with Alicia Cooper. We hadn't seen each other in years, and she said I had, missed from last week. She was on the show, so we took some pictures and everything together. And then Marazio Vance, shout out to Marazio Vance, is a big fan of yours, and I've been knowing since I was a new comic, and he was one of those comics that when he gave you a compliment about your stand-up, because he kept it always just straight stand-up. He wasn't going, and that's why I love. And when he would compliment me, I was like, dang, Marazio think I'm funny. So but yeah, that was a great thing last week.
Yeah, that's a good show. And Tisha is coming along doing stand up. Go girl! I'm happy to see her. She's at that stage where she's funny, but like we all had to learn how to relax into our own talent. But it's there, and she's worth seeing. She ain't just playing around. I will be taking some time off, just relaxing. I'm loving my new schedule where I'm up at night and sleep in the daytime. If Happy Day people would stop fucking with me, I would be perfect. It would be perfect. I don't don't like happy day noise and stuff. I like to sleep through that, and that's being very good for my creativity and for just my mental well-being. I'll be at the uh, comedy cellar for one night on the 24th of October, and then I'll be in Oakland, Pleasanton, Tommy T's with George Wallace, November uh, 15th. And I will, by the time this airs, I will have just done a political show with Aretha Martin. We're going to do that tomorrow, but it will be yesterday by the time you see this. Anyway, I've had a wonderful time talking over both of you, and I enjoy spending family time with you, and I look forward to do it again next week. And Skillz, you didn't mention Finesse. You work with Finesse with Tisha, right?
Yes, yes.
Finesse will be a guest on the show.
Yay!
Upcoming.
Yay.
I don't know if it's next week, but in the very near future, he will be on the show. So we got a lot coming up. We're going to always try to make the show better, do more, learn more. If you got stuff to tell us, like I said, what should they do, Skillz?
Like, share, comment, tell a friend to tell another friend to tell another friend with a phone.
Okay.
And subscribe.
And subscribe. And before we go, I just have to say every show, every episode has a playlist that you can you can access and just listen to anytime you feel like it. It's a playlist usually of auntie music, my music, the kind of music that you're supposed to put on late in the evening at the cookout when y'all done had enough of that boom boom shit and the kids are time to go to sleep. And aunties this brought out the Crown Royal and stuff. Auntie music. And you can play along, turn it down low, or just listen at another time when you want to just chill. So we have a few. Go to the YouTube or marshawarfield.com or marshaverse.com, and you'll be able to find all the playlists for all the shows. Hopefully we can get these guys to give us this kind of playlist so we can have different vibes, once in a while. But I think I can handle giving y'all auntie music from now into the near future. Anyway, just wanted to say that. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
She got away, no one can do it like that. Her own style, no one can wear that hat. Hey, don't you know that the queen is back? She's back, she's back. She withstands the test of time. When it comes to strength, she comes to mind. Knock her down, she gets back up.